Good evening, everyone. Welcome to the Transfer Exchange Show. I'm joined by Mr. Steve K, as I was for the preview of the game.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Jerome, again.
Yeah, so, I mean, to be honest with you, Mr. Steve, that was a bit of a strange game. I didn't know what we were going to talk about, to be honest, because there wasn't too much happening in the game. However, I guess we can only start in one place, can't we? And that is the goal that Everton scored. What did you make of that?
Well, I think we said in the preview that we mentioned Richarlison and we mentioned his pace, and I think there was always going to be a time where he was going to beat Xhaka for pace. I don't think that was any shock to anybody. But he beat you for pace for once. It was the only time in the game he got beat for pace. He got the ball across, and Leno's made an absolutely awful mistake, and it was just like a comedy of errors. Yeah, but as you say, you just didn't know where we was going to start. I mean, the first half, all the game was sort of played round by the centre circle. It just seemed to be like a mess of players inside the centre circle. I don't think either defence was worried about the other team's offensive players. And it's just the first half just sort of played its way out. I mean, the defences won the first half. Partey was winning plenty of perceptions. He was a bit sloppy at times. Sebalius wasn't in the game. Keita would have ominous the whole match, let alone the first half. It looked like Pepe was trying too hard, I mean, but you could see towards the end of the first half, Everton started to come and get into the game slowly. And but when that's ended that first half, where I thought to myself, my God, it was the first time I've ever agreed with Graham Souness when he was talking about how bad it was. But the second half, the Everton started well. But after 50 minutes, I mean, the game was just like awful, and absolute awful. And Jerome, then there was the penalty decision.
Yeah. Another talking point. So that's when obviously Pepe was judged to be offside. I mean, obviously fans have been protesting this week. This offside rule, for me, they've got to have a long, hard look at it over the summer, and it needs to be changed because it's so frustrating for everyone involved. Like when you start getting lines out, it's ridiculous. I mean, it was ridiculous the first time it happened when they started getting the lines out, but you're gonna annoy so many teams, so many groups of fans. You're going to annoy the pundits. It's just that has to be changed, and I don't know what they're going to do to change it, but they're the people. These people that make the decisions. They get paid a lot of money. They've got to come up with a way of changing it. What do you think, Steve? How could they improve that offside rule? Do you think?
I think you've got to you've got to have it where at least half of your body's got to be in front of the player. I mean, we can't have arms. We can't have. I think you've got to be at least have half your body's size in front of the player, so you can look at it and you can see it's clearly offside. When you're going by hands or fingernails or a tip of a toe, which we're not exaggerating when we say hands, fingers, tip of toes. This is like literally what they're doing, and what Joe, what it's like watching. Do you know it's like it's like we're watching another sport.
Yeah.
You know, when you think of the football that we used to watch, and you used to go and you used to watch a game, and you used to cheer when there was a goal. That don't happen no more. You because you never know, and it's like I would like to sit down and have a word with a bloke who actually come up with this rule, and for him to explain it to me, because I don't get it.
It's so annoying, isn't it? It's just every time they start getting these lines out. I mean, people get wound up enough just watching their teams, and they're unhappy with the way their team's playing or the way certain players are happening, and then you add this on top of it. It just makes the whole watch just unenjoyable. I mean, going back to the like in any individual players, did anyone stand out for you? Anyone you thought had a particularly good game? I know I feel quite bad asking that question because it's probably a hard one to answer, to be honest.
No, I don't think there was. I mean,
no.
As I say, the first half everybody looked quite comfortable. I mean, Everton wasn't putting no pressure on. Our offensive players was awful, but you know the midfield and our defence was just dealing with whatever was coming at them. But there was nothing special about anything. I thought Chambers wasn't too bad. You know, I thought he was, again, he looked, he looked good at times. Partey looked good at times. I thought that, he played a ball through right at the end, towards the end there. It took a little bit of a deflection, and it rolled into Martinelli's path, and Pickford, done a fantastic save. Partey was good, and then he was bad. But they was all like that. They was all like that a little bit. They was just, or other than that, the other word was they was just didn't play bad. That they was just anonymous.
There was no intensity, was there? There was no nothing, intensity.
No, there was absolutely absolutely nothing there.
Yeah.
And I was worried before. I said to you before the game started that I was a bit worried about this one, and you said you was a bit worried about this one, and I said 1-1. But I think that was my heart more.
You were close.
My brain.
You were close.
Yeah,
Steve.
I was close, and probably if I wasn't an Arsenal fan, I probably may have said 1-0. But I think I just pushed myself to say 1-1.
Yeah. But by the way, that's Everton's first win away at Arsenal in 25 years.
Cool.
Talking of Everton, what did you think of them tonight? Did they impress you at all? Because I'll tell you what, for me, I felt quite disappointed watching Everton. I didn't think they were anything special at all.
No.
Calvert-Lewin looked like he was. I wouldn't say he looked a threat, but he's obviously very good at holding the ball off and getting his body in between him and his body in between the ball and the defender. But they didn't seem like a very dangerous team, Everton, that were going to create lots of chances and get in behind. I mean, Richarlison, I don't think touched the ball in the first 25 minutes.
No.
So there's obviously a lot of Arsenal fans sort of they wanted Ancelotti and they like what he's done, but for me, I wasn't really impressed with him.
No. I mean, they've got a lot of good players, Everton, but there wasn't anybody who. I mean, you think of from a neutral point of view. You say you was disappointed in James Rodriguez. He didn't do much, and as you said, Calvert-Lewin, Richarlison, apart from the goal right at the end, which was obviously a very, very lucky goal, a terrible mistake by Leno. They were very disappointing. There wasn't no one who stood out at the beginning of the first half. You could tell that Ancelotti in the changing room would probably give them a little bit of a rucking because they come out and they did look a little bit. They were the better side, and Digne started to get down that line, and Richarlison did started picking it up, and they got a few free kicks from outside the box, which was a bit worrying. Sigurdsson at the bar, so going by all that, I think they were the better team on the night, and I think if someone had to be the winner, then I think Everton deserved to be the winner and get their 1-0.
Yeah, Arsenal looked. They looked sort of toothless up front, didn't they? Arsenal. They didn't. I think they definitely before Everton scored only had a couple of shots on target. They just didn't look like they were going to really create many clear-cut chances. Now, with regards to Leno, Steve, do you think this will have any impact at all going forward, or do you think it's just one of those things? It's just a horrendous mistake, and he'll play the next game and it will just be forgotten? Or do you think Arteta will? I mean, I can't see him dropping in for the Villarreal game, but do you think he might, or is it just? Or it's just one of those things.
I don't think it's one of those things, because the fact that this isn't the first time now. He makes. I mean, I can't believe. Would you think he's Germany's best? Well, not best, third best goalkeeper. And he'll probably go the World Cup third or fourth best goalkeeper. But it's not like it's a one-off. He is a great shot stopper. He can turn. He does make good saves, but then most goalkeepers in the Premiership can do that. The guys at the bottom of the table can do that. What I think puts goalkeepers apart from being that little bit extra special is the things like the catching the ball, is the things like when the ball comes, holding onto it, their positioning in the goal. And I don't think Leno's good enough. I don't think he'll drop him, but if I was Arteta, I'd be seriously looking at other keepers in the summer.
Yeah, and in the summer just gone, you wouldn't have thought we'd be saying that, would you? Because we had what looked like two very good keepers on our books. But anyway, hopefully they'll forget this game and they'll move on to a very important game on Thursday, and we'll obviously be previewing that one. Probably about 45 minutes before kickoff. But everyone, thank you for joining us. Obviously on Sunday we've got Nathan Ellington previewing the Leeds Man United game, and then he'll do a review of that as well. And then, as per usual, at 8 o'clock on Sunday, we'll be back with the Transfer Exchange show, host with Kieran back hosting again as per usual on KS1 TV. So hopefully you'll all join us then. Enjoy the rest of your evening, and we will see you Sunday. And Steve, I just want to say thank you for joining me, and hopefully next time we'll be previewing and reviewing a win.
I hope so, mate. Night. I hope so. I hope it's a one-off, eh?
That's it, exactly. Yeah. All right. Cheers, Steve. Cheers, everyone, and we'll see you on Sunday.
Take care, everybody. Have a good evening.
See ya. Bye.
Bye. Bye-bye.